Lesson 7, Video 2. We continue with the final bracha of Birchot Kriyat Shema, the one immediately before Shmona Esrei. The bracha, of course, starts with Emet V'Yatziv and ends with the bracha of Ge'al Yisrael. We learned previously that the two brachot, that the bracha of Ge'al Yisrael must come right before Shmona Esrei. The question we're going to talk about today is why? Why is it so important for this bracha of Ge'al Yisrael to be connected to Shmona Esrei? Our first answer focuses on Shmona Esrei. Something about Shmona Esrei requires us to first say Ge'al Yisrael. So let's talk about that. We're going to quote a medrash. We're going to talk about a medrash in Shmot that says, "V'lama tzarich l'haskir kriyat yamsuf be'emet v'yatziv." Why is it so important to talk about Kriyat Yamsuf in the bracha of Emet V'Yatziv? In other words, before Shmona Esrei. So let's think about what happened in Mitzrayim. So first of all, ultimately, after Kriyat Yamsuf, there was the Shirat Hayam, the Az Yashir. The Jews reached this incredibly high level of connection to Hashem, and they began singing this beautiful song to Hashem. But what led to this? What led to the Shirat Hayam? It didn't come out of nowhere. It began, of course, with Kriyat Yamsuf, with the Jews witnessing this incredible miracle of the splitting of the sea, Hashem stepping in and saving them. This in turn led to a tremendous faith, Vayaminu b'Hashem u'v'Moshe avdo, a belief in Hashem and in Moshe. This combination of witnessing Kriyat Yamsuf and this tremendous emunah is what led to Shirat Hayam. So Kriyat Yamsuf, combined with tremendous emunah, bitachon, faith in Hashem, led to Shirat Hayam, to the singing of the Az Yashir. So let's go back to the source, and it says, Lefi shekivan, second line, Lefi shekivan shekara lohem et hayam. It says, since Hashem split the sea for the Jewish people, ha'aminu bo, then they believed in them. They believed in Hashem and in Moshe. Zachu lomar shira. Then they were able to say shira. So what the Medrash is saying is, this is why it's so important to talk about Kriyat Yamsuf and Emet V'Yatziv, because the combination of Kriyat Yamsuf with believing in Hashem leads to Shira. So let's try to understand this a little bit better. What exactly is this saying? This equation, Kriyat Yamsuf plus Emunah, is Shirat Hayam. So let's try to view Shirat Hayam in a slightly different way. Shirat Hayam is an expression of tremendous love to Hashem. And one way that we do that nowadays is by davening Shmona Esrei. This intense connection that we feel to Hashem is basically an expression of love. So how do we get to this point? How do we reach the level where we could express our love to Hashem through Shmona Esrei, in a sense, a modern day Shirat Hayam? First we need to talk about Kriyat Yamsuf. And then Emunah in Hashem, and then we could daven Shmona Esrei. So let's go back to our bracha. In the bracha of Emet V'Yatziv, preparing for Shmona Esrei, first we talk about redemption. Hashem saved us, which is another way of saying Hashem split the sea. Kriyat Yamsuf. That in turn leads to emet, to belief in the truth of Hashem, emunah. And once we have the Kriyat Yamsuf leading to emunah and Hashem, then we are ready for the next step. So once we've said the bracha of Ge'al Yisrael, where we talk about, again, Kriyat Yamsuf and belief in Hashem, we are ready for the next step, which is, of course, Shmona Esrei. And that's the connection. That's why in order to say Shmona Esrei, to sing to Hashem, we first need to talk about Geula, redemption, Kriyat Yamsuf, and belief in Hashem. The next way to look at it is that it has something to do with the bracha of Ge'al Yisrael. The reason we need to put them together is because Ge'al Yisrael demands of us, the bracha of Ge'al Yisrael demands of us to then say Shmona Esrei. Let's explain why. Rav Ami says, Amar Rav Ami, Mi she'eno somech Geula tefilah lemahu domeh. Somebody who does not put Geula next to tefilah, what is he like? La'ohavo shel melech, to someone who loves the king, a friend of the king. Sheba v'dafak al pitcho shel melech. He comes and he knocks on the king's door. The king's door, and he comes and he knocks on the king's door. Yotza hamelech leida mahu mevakesh. And the king comes out to see what he wants. And what does the person do? Matz'o shehiflig, and then he runs away. So the person's knocking on the door, and the moment the king comes to see who it is, the person runs away. So too, someone who says Ge'al Yisrael, it's like he's knocking on Hashem's door. He wants to talk to Hashem. He's ready to step into Hashem's presence. And then you're going to end up by not davening Shmona Esrei. It's like leaving when the king is there. So of course, after saying Ge'al Yisrael, you then need to finish it up with Shmona Esrei.